I've heard people say today marriage is outdated today. I've heard people say marriage is outdated. In replace of what? Marriage is outdated. Well, what are you gonna replace it with then? What's modern? This is the Black Effect. I am your man Nico B. And I'm here to pose the question that if marriage is outdated and antiquated, then what is modern and what do you have to pose that replaces that? Polygamy? I mean, what? I mean, we've tried that. Like, that's been around. What are you like? Oh, now you what? Polygamy, like where you want to have uh two women and a man? Like, is you think that's gonna be better? Oh, okay. So, oh no, not that. That because we tried that. No, not that. We're gonna try baby mamaism and baby daddyism. We gonna have a bunch of free sex everywhere, have kids, and when the kids come, they ain't gonna have no family structure, no fathers in the house, and that's the better way to go about it. Have you? Do you think that that's working? Do you think life? How do you? That's why this generation of black people is getting weaker. They not as they don't. We don't have the same amount of camaraderie we used to have. And this is just not just black people. This is in a country. This is in America. America's population is suffering. If you just study psychology and the way that children and family structures, I mean in the way that children's minds work and the way that family structure has an effect on that, this has been in family books. Like, this has been in studies long ago. Like, we understood that families, two parent households between a man and woman raising children is the best way to raise a child in society. There is no deviation from that. There will be no new studies that find anything different. You understand? Now, this is the standard. Marriage is the standard. This is what you shoot for. You not having kids, like, why would you be getting involved laying down with a man or woman and you don't have no intentions of committing to them in the family and you have a baby with them? Why would you do that? That don't make sense to me. Because why? Because you got some money at the time and you feel like you could take care of the kid by yourself. You don't really even need the person. A lot of times men don't enter situations like that. A lot of times that's women who do that. And it's only in this modern time because now, women are allowed to work jobs and they're given more opportunities from men. Men have given them more opportunities, more jobs. They even overcompensate for women being in certain workplaces and certain workforces. Now they feel like that because you can work a job, everything should be changed that once was, or because now, again, men have given you more opportunities. Of prostitution. You could go get on OnlyFans, and like I said, because basically you could basically go either be a prostitute or be someone's mother. That used to be two choices. You had to be one or the other. Nowadays, women want to be mothers and prostitutes. They want to be someone's mother. Look at Black China. She just went and took her OnlyFans down, embarrassed. You're gonna have more women doing this. Mia Khalifa. You're gonna have women being more and more embarrassed about the lifestyle they chose when their children are starting to when are starting to get older, and now they have a mind, and they don't want to be disrespect be they don't want to have a mother who's constantly degrading herself. Do you understand? They not gonna respect that mother. That household is not gonna be a household of respect. Man, it's a sad day and age we in today. Like, when you have people saying that marriage is antiquated, like that is something wrong with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should go get a marriage license or, from the state or from the government. But if you're not gonna commit to the person that you're with, then why are you even sleeping with them? If you don't like them enough to commit to them and have a relationship with them, I ask you, why are you even having sex with them? Because the same rules still apply. And no matter what time you in, if a man lay down with a woman unprotected or something happened, you have a child comes from that into the world. And you have more abortions had than ever in this day and age. Women just having more multiple abortions. You're like it's nothing. Just killing a child like it's nothing, and then have the nerve to hop on social media or somewhere and comment like marriage is antiquated or marriage is some old fashioned antique that needs to be discarded and thrown away. Like it didn't work or get you where we all are today in the world. You understand? Yeah, it marriage did that. Not just having a bunch of kids. You understand? Like back in the days, in ancient times and Roman times and times of, I mean, in the times of the Greeks, where the Spartans, like it used to be a time where you had a child out of wedlock and you didn't have a man around, you were just dead. You and the child was dead. You understand? Both of y'all. Both of y'all was dead. You know, y'all wasn't gonna. It was gonna be a hard time, a harsh winter for y'all, and men would have left you there. Now you have government programs, handouts, all type of protections and things set up by men and structured by people who were raised in families, you know, who are functional, productive citizens doing great things. These people have, like I said, all of us come from this similar structure. Even if even if you got a baby daddy or something like that, a lot of times the baby you want, man, you should have that man in the children's life. A lot of times women still try to introduce. They even try to introduce stepdaddies. Like if you want to have stepdaddies and all of this, then you gotta have like these men not trying to just. You don't want to just have men popping in and out of your life. Is what I'm trying to say. That's not good for children. You don't want to have women popping in and out of your life if you got a child, you know, but men usually don't do stuff like that. They don't usually go around looking for baby mamas to be baby mamas to their kids. That's usually the opposite with women. They usually be the ones doing that. But marriage is set up, the commitment between a man and a woman, the union, it creates a union. The two become one, and then you two can in turn raise a child. You understand? And that creates a society, a community. That's what creates a community. And a functional community has families. In a family, it's a man, woman, and child. Not no modern family. You know what y'all rather have? So you rather give the marriage up for the modern family with a marriage license with two women in the household. Y'all bumping uglies, bumping coochies, and is that what's supposed to be? You know, the new thing, or it's supposed to be two men in the household. You know, with a marriage license, raising sons. You know, child sleeping in the bed with two men. Is that what it's supposed to be? Then other than that, man, you know, and it's like then other than that, this is always gonna be the standard. And I get it that some people don't want to be married. Some people they're not gonna get married. Some people have already been married, you know what I'm saying, and they not gonna ever get married again. They already been married. So you already done so. You done with yours. You feel me? God don't see no divorce. I mean, at the end of the day, like some of you women didn't y'all been married from y'all first husband, you know what I'm saying, which was 30 years ago. Still married to the man in the eyes of the Lord. Now, what I'm saying here is some people like Ashanti. The reason it sparked this post for me, the idea for the post is Ashanti. Someone from a social media posted this about Ashanti. They posted that a woman at 42, no kids, not married and never had kids, that has to be something wrong with her. That's what the post is saying. Now, I don't agree with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with the person if they made the because this just happened. This doesn't just happen with women. Women do this to men. Like people try to shame men the same way. Like women and men, and it's black people. That's who it is. It's black men and women who tried to shame Ashanti. It was a guy who made this post, and it was a woman who reposted it. And it's the same thing with a black man. If you see a black man at 50, he's never been married and he don't have kids, you're gonna have all type of people trying to shame him, saying there's something wrong with them. That couldn't be further from the truth. Those are people who made the correct decisions in their life. You shouldn't, if you aren't married and never been married, you shouldn't have kids. Period. That's it. That's the standard. Those of you see, and the problem is the reason why people try to make people like Ashanti and other men who who made the right decision, they try to shame them, is because they failed. They've made, if you like I said, if you're not married and you have kids, you failed in that aspect of maintaining, your family structure. You failed. Okay? So get that through your head. Like, and then misery loves company. People love to try to bring other people down to their level or bring them down a peg. Insecurities arise. That's all this is. That's all the post is. Ashanti looked damn good for 42, man. She looked better than some 22-year-old women. Ashanti is crushing the fucking game. You understand? And I'm not saying that it's nothing wrong with her. Like I said, a man or woman being smart. Maybe she'll get married later. Maybe the Lord will bless her with a child, when she get a man. You understand? Now, women, eggs do dry up, or maybe she won't have kids, and maybe she'll just get married. That can happen too, and those people could be happy together. I'm not trying to sit here and peg everything into one lump, one clay mold, and like it's got to be like this. But the standard of marriage hasn't changed. If you don't want to do, like, if you're not about that, or you don't want to have a union with another person, then quit having sex, because that's really what consummates marriage in the first place. There is no free sex. Like, that's what people want to do. People want to throw their body around, be irresponsible, and then come back after they done messed up, then try to just talk crap on the internet. That's that time for that is over, man. Go fix your own life. Quit worrying about commenting on the other people and worrying about what people doing. You know what I'm saying? Quit with all that. This Hollywood blogs, but everybody else who may chiming in, making comments, y'all worrying about it too. You feel me? Reposting and all that. Like, at the end of the day, nigga, if a person 50 ain't got no kids, ain't been married, that's on them. That's what they wanted. If that's what they want, if they happy and that's what they want for their life, more power to you. But all I say is just go be single, man. Like, quit trying to involve and talk and interject yourself into people's life. Like, don't nobody want that cooch. Don't nobody want the, that whatever you offering, man. Like, the played ID, like, that's what a nigga is on. Like, if you're not trying to commit or do something responsible, then stay out of women's DMs, man. Quit trying to go hop out in the DM, nigga. Every weekend you in the strip club, nigga. Obviously, nigga, you looking for something, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you need to man up, bruh. Like, you get a lot of niggas out here just want to play all day. Like, y'all too old for that. Like, you be too old to be playing all day. So with that being said, no, ain't nothing. Marriage ain't going nowhere. Like, it's not antiquated. It's just this. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, before I end this video, I have to say I do get where the government, again, this government system of marriage is played out. Like, it never should have been. The marriage was never something for the government. You understand? This is something that's ordained under God. Now, it benefits, society, of course, and the government benefits from that. And you can get certain government benefits and things from that. But that's up, again, that's something that's up to the person. If you two want to go get a marriage license, but I don't advise it. That's not smart. Because again, you shouldn't have the government. The government isn't structured for the man for traditional marriage. That's what I'm saying. It's not structured for traditional marriage the way that it was ordained by God to be. So in turn, they clash with each other. So if you want to actually have a happy marriage, I wouldn't even involve them. You understand? That's me personally. Like, but again, that's the individual choice, and I'm not gonna judge you if that's what you decide to do. I'm not gonna sit here judging you all day. People just got too much, I get it, you have an opinion, but just understand that really at the end of the day, your opinion don't matter. Now, before I go, I have to say this. Now, when you having these, don't think that it's just what you do is just in a microcosm. When you having these kids and all these kids out of wedlock, they going to foster care. These kids are going to jail, doing, not being raised right. You needing help, all this government assistance. You being a financial burden on society. You would be different if you had a working father in the home. You shouldn't just be having sex with men or people, who not productive. You understand? Who don't plan on doing nothing. I ain't saying they had to be perfect, but two heads working is better than one, okay? Two people working together, like you, one could watch the kid and then he could go to work, whatever. But being like this is what's happening. Like there's a huge financial burden on the society through, like I said, government programs, all this assistance. Nigga, I'm paying for people kids, I don't even have no kids. And it's like, come on now. We got to do better. Like, and you want to talk about marriage? Like, yeah, it's needed. We need a lot more of that. All right. That being said, your man Nico B, Black Effect, go.